the fight's going to be boring as hell. Because any fight he's in is boring as hell.
Shakur is a really good boxer.
He's a good boxer, but it's nothing that stands out to me. It's just, okay, you know how to move, boom, 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 but it's nothing like Tank or me or
like somebody gotta stand out.
Like
like you're not just fighting
I
anybody.
see boxers all the time. I've been watching boxers my whole life. I know the ones that are different. He's not different. Shakur will do everything, you know, not even to get like an ounce of hitting. Like he's scared to really lock in and get in there. Devin's not.
But Shakur, that guy will put anybody to sleep outside the ring, not inside the ring, because that's like he's the most boring fighter in the history of boxing. And they say whatever they want, they can hype him up and all that stuff, but I really feel bad for him because there's no way they could put him on pay-per-view. He can't sell a fight.
So everybody in the boxing world is talking about this Teofimo Lopez versus Shakur Stevenson matchup. The consensus from the pros is pretty clear. They expect Shakur to stick to what he does best, using movement and staying defensive. The thing is, fans are split on whether that's masterful ring intelligence or just plain boring to watch.
What do you think about the criticism that Shakur gets? Like, people say that he's
boring and all that.
he's not entertaining.
I mean, look, he's like an Andre Ward style. Andre Ward wasn't really that entertaining, but got the win. I mean, that's what boxing is all about. So I used to love watching Andre Ward fight because it was so punch perfect. I watched his footwork, how he moved to the right, to the left, and I trained with him as well, with Virgil. And I used to watch how he trained and how he fought, and I thought how he puts his hands there and uses it as a defense, and then pulls your hands down and catches you over the top, and them little things. So this is a fight that people get, because you got two different styles. You've got an offensive, defensive in Lopez, and you've got a defensive in Shakur.
Fight fans everywhere are buzzing about what could be the biggest showdown of early 2026. But here's what's interesting. Most of the conversation isn't even about the winner. It's about how this whole thing is gonna play out.
It will unfold.
When it comes to explosiveness, I would have to go with Teo. When it comes to actual rapid speed, I would have to go with Teo. But when it comes to body punching, when it comes to good timing, when it comes to craft, I would have to give all of that to Shakur Stevenson.
What do you think, Doug?
They're both boxers. I look at Stevenson as a versatile technician. I look at Teofimo. He's a boxer puncher, but his specialty is his counter punching. Listen, if Stevenson wants to be on his stick and move game, very difficult style matchup for Teofimo, and maybe not that entertaining to the fans.
Because Stevenson's longer.
Exactly.
Stevenson's defense probably the best in the game, and he's longer.
Great reflexes and timing, and so does Teo. That's why he's a great counter puncher. But Teo's, he's a very special athlete, and as a competitor, he is one of those guys who saves his A game for a fellow elite opponent. That's when he really rises his game and shows us the Teofimo Lopez that everybody thought he was when he was a prospect.
When you watch Shakur Stevenson fight, you're seeing someone who's mastered the art of not getting hit. The undefeated WBC lightweight king has turned footwork and distance control into a science. He reads angles like nobody else and makes opponents miss by inches. Now, some people call that pure technical genius, while others think it slows the action down too much.
Some of your 135 contemporaries have a lot to say these days. Shakur Stevenson, well, of course he's now 135 after all that stuff, and then Devin Haney.
Right, so why people even talk like he the best at, he didn't even fight at 135 yet.
Right.
He didn't even have power at 126, 30 or none of that.
He is good.
Okay. How can you, all that's just okay. How can you stop people that can actually hit? No matter all that boxing, you going to get hit.
Teofimo Lopez brings something completely different to the table. This guy's all about raw athleticism and knockout power. Having held unified titles at lightweight and currently defending his WBO super lightweight belt, Teo's whole approach revolves around hunting down his opponents and ending fights with authority.
Shakur, we haven't seen him around 140. We have seen Teofimo do good at 140, so it's a tricky one. I think it's a 50-50 chess game inside that ring.
If you have to give somebody 51, the other guy 49, like the smallest head.
You're gonna put him in the spot, but only because I fought him before. I'll give him that 1% Shakur because I've fought him. I've never stepped in the ring with Teofimo. I've seen him fight, and I've seen him personally spar, and I've seen him. He's an amazing fighter, but I will only give him that 1 Shakur because I've stepped in the ring with him.
When Lopez faces someone who moves like Stevenson, his game plan becomes crystal clear. He wants to cut off the ring, throw heavy combinations, and break down that smooth rhythm that southpaws like Shakur rely on.
We want to be number one, you know, in boxing, so to speak. He's coming for my crown at the, you know, super lightweight division. And honestly, nevertheless, it's all about the fans.
Who has a better resume between you two guys, do you think?
Man, I'll tell you again, honestly, it doesn't matter until we hang up the gloves. I think that we still have such a long, depending how well we do with our health, we got a long career ahead of us, man. So this is just something for everybody for 2026. We started off with a bang, and we go from there.
Tim Bradley sees it differently, though. He's convinced Shakur can stay in the pocket and be aggressive without having to circle around the ring all night. Bradley thinks the key is using sharp jabs and feints to keep Teo guessing and off balance.
Shakur ain't got a really move. Yeah, it sounds crazy. Shakur can actually walk to Teo. Yeah, he can walk to Teo. Yeah, as long as he walk behind with the jab, as long as he walk behind with feints, because feints throw off Teo. Jabs throw off Teo as well. He's a counterpuncher. Yeah, he's a counterpuncher. So if you can keep him off balance and keep him guessing, keeping that jab in his face, and you force him back, yeah, he moves his feet, but he makes a lot of mistakes. Gets himself out of position a lot of times. He's out of position a lot of the times, man. Brings those feet together at times. Oh, yeah. When he moves side to side, same thing. He responsibly defensively, nah. When he disengages, defense is whack. Trash. Yeah. When he resets, a lot of time he comes in the range, he's standing straight up. Come on, man. Shakur can take advantage of Teo not being that great on the inside, not being that great at mid-range.
The way Bradley breaks it down, Teo has this habit of getting caught out of position and taking too long to reset his stance. That's where Shakur can plant his feet, stay calm, and use his fight IQ to pick his shots instead of dancing around constantly.
Yeah, he ain't got to run from Teo. No, he can stand right in front of Teo. He could, yeah, and see all them shots coming. For sure. You already know the punch selection that he gonna use. Punch selection gonna be he gonna try to use his jab at a rapid pace. Of course. He gonna try to out jab Shakur. Of course. Flicking it out there, flicking his jab out there, man. Trying to get some sort of response. Or flicking it out there, trying to just close the gap on Shakur. And he gonna throw the right hand downstairs. Yeah. That's what he gonna do. He gonna be looking for that right hand, then he gonna try to sneak him up top. Yeah. It's plain and simple. Sneak him up top. That's it. But if Shakur can stand his ground, if Shakur can evade and get right back in his face, man, evade and get right back in his face, right? When he's not set or ready to punch, when them feet are spread apart, Shakur can walk to him. Shakur can walk to him.
Lopez isn't holding back with his intentions either. He's been saying he wants to put Stevenson out cold and make a statement. It's been a while since Teo scored a highlight reel knockout, so he's laser focused on landing that fight-ending shot rather than trying to outbox a master boxer.
I would consider you, out of you and Shakur, I would consider you the more explosive, possibly the more speed concerning like getting to the target quicker. But I haven't seen you really get the type of knockouts that made the fans appeal to the whole package and the whole system of you. Are you training?
You mean at 140 pounds compared to 135?
Yes, in comparison. Yeah. Are you training for a knockout? Are you training to do something to not just beat Shakur, but to beat him in grand fashion? When I say grand fashion, I mean going for the knockout.
Well, I think that the whole thing is the Bible of boxing really is that if you look for the knockout, you won't get it. You know, I think really it's just all about setting the good pace early in the beginning rounds and then going from there, setting that tone. I think that I don't see him going those 12 rounds. This is his first time moving up to 140. A lot of these guys could say a lot of things about me not knocking them out or whatnot, but they don't come and try to fight me after they feel this power. So it's for a reason. It carries. It does carry. I mean, I had a good showing with Arnold Barboza. He was #1, my mandatory, and he was too hesitant trying to commit to punches. So I think that it's just something that's going to be a rude awakening for Shakur.
Hey, Doug, you hear that? He said the Bible of boxing. What else is called the Bible of boxing? Ring Magazine. And he's a two-division Ring Magazine champ.
Great
Not too many of them.
ambassador for those championship belts as well.
Yep, absolutely.
I'm very big on those things. You know, I claimed 2 weight divisions, 2 Ring Magazine belts just at 25. You know, and I'm 28 now. I've been defending my belts now. I feel great. You know, and then most importantly, you know, this will be my 4th title defense with the Ring and the WBO junior welterweight world divisions.
Stevenson's approach is more calculated. He's studying Lopez's weaknesses and planning to use more than just movement. Shakur is confident that his complete skill set can expose the cracks in Teo's game if he executes his plan properly.
As long as I'm like locked in and I'm focused on what I'm supposed to be doing, nothing else matters around me. That 4-weight world champion, it means everything to me. That's me separating myself. A lot of these guys that they claim is the guys nowadays, none of them can say that they are a 4-weight world champion. He got a lot of weaknesses though. He's a very good fighter, but I do see a lot of weaknesses. He's not gonna correct them overnight. It's gonna be the same Teo that we done seen 1,000 times before. He's gonna come out there trying to perform highly, and I'm gonna take advantage of it. But as far as the weaknesses, I'm gonna keep them to myself.
The trash talk has been heating up too. Lopez keeps calling Stevenson overrated and promising to prove that his defensive reputation is built on hype. Teo wants to make this fight messy and drag Stevenson into the kind of violent exchanges where his power can take over.
I mean, we were stablemates, me and Shakur, top rank. He talks about this and that and about I was jealous of him. No, I'm not. You were a 2016 USA silver medalist. You're gonna get your signing bonus and all that extra stuff. Thing was, they were trying to secure him in a different route because they had put a lot of money in him. Me, I think I was just supposed to be an opponent eventually.
Lopez has been getting under Stevenson's skin by suggesting he's gun-shy and afraid of taking big shots. This whole angle plays into Lopez's strategy of trying to bait Stevenson into abandoning his movement and trading punches. It's the classic clash between boxer and puncher, and we're about to see which style comes out on top.
You know, my mind is limitless, so then again, it's like I could always succeed to another level with it, you know, and exceed to it. So it's really just trying to just keep it going. You know, keep moving forward throughout the whole time and throughout the whole process, and mainly just have fun with it. You know, you gotta have fun with what you do. You know, I love this. You know, I haven't stopped doing what I've done because of the fact that I enjoy what I do. You know, this has been 20 years in the making, 20 years in this. You know, and I have so much to do and so much to prove within myself. So mentally, I'm prepared. Physically, I'm more than ready. You know, and emotionally, oh, I'm on fire, you know, I'm on fire with it, you know, because all I ever did was try to be great, you know, and it's no longer trying, I am great. And it's all about just continuing and holding that. So it's all about just staying humble throughout the process, keeping myself level-headed, and really just enjoying each day that we get because tomorrow's never promised.
The weapons Shakur brings to this fight are pretty specific. That left hook, combined with his Philly shell defense, could be the difference maker against Teo. The shell lets him cover up while staying close enough to fire back with counters. Instead of backing up or clinching, he can slip shots and immediately return fire. When Teo gets reckless or leans too far into his punches, that's when Shakur's left hook becomes lethal. Mix in some head movement and smart angles, and Shakur can turn defensive sequences into offensive explosions. The goal is controlling range and timing while setting up those fight-changing moments.
Yeah, Shakur going to that damn Mayweather defense, Philly shell, that left hook is coming. He gonna be looking for that mug all night long. That left hook, left hook, left hook. But just keep Teofimo off balance. That's all he gotta do. Is keep him off balance, man. Throwing them feints, fighting him off that jab, bro, it's gonna break his rhythm up, boy. He gonna struggle. He gonna have a hard time. But, you know, Kambosos didn't rush in at him. Kambosos stayed underneath himself, stayed right there in front of him. That was it. Held his ground. That was it. Anytime Lopez would do something, Kambosos would come right back with counters. Yeah, but he stayed close enough to get Lopez to react. And a lot of times Lopez fought angry that fight, so he left himself wide the hell open.
Ryan Garcia's take on this matchup is pretty balanced. He's leaning toward Shakur winning, but wouldn't be stunned if Teofimo pulled off the upset. Garcia thinks Lopez might have trouble solving Stevenson's slick defensive puzzle, but he's not completely counting Teo out either. If Lopez can make adjustments mid-fight and bring that pressure and power effectively, Garcia sees a path for him to shock everyone. It's the kind of prediction that shows respect for both guys while acknowledging how unpredictable this sport can be.
Swell. Shit, I won't be surprised if Teofimo surprises us all, for sure. I think I'm underestimating Teofimo a little bit, but I don't think he can make the necessary adjustments to his own style to combat what Shakur does best. But he could definitely prove me wrong, for sure. And I won't be surprised.
Okay. I guess obviously if you win this fight, you're going straight to the Haney rematch, right?
And there's a bunch of options on the door. You got Conor Ben. I know they made that as a mandatory, so we could explore that option. There's so many different options.
Limont Roach Jr. is way more definitive about his prediction. He can't picture any way that Teofimo beats Shakur in this super lightweight clash. Roach is all in on Stevenson's boxing intelligence and slick style being too much for Lopez to handle. His reasoning is that Lopez historically struggles when he faces technical boxers, and Stevenson's movement plus strategy should be enough to outpoint Teo and neutralize his power advantage. Roach respects what Lopez brings as far as aggression and knockout ability, but he trusts Stevenson's tactical superiority in what he sees as a favorable style matchup.
Who do you think wins that fight between him and Teofimo Lopez if they fight?
I think Shakur wins. And I don't think it's going to be like a super tough fight either. His IQ will frustrate him.
Don't you think Teo has also good ring IQ and also is slick, fast?
I think so, but when you look at Teo's performances against guys that are just pure boxers, it's just like he almost lost to Sandor Martin. Some people thought he lost to Sandor Martin.
He did beat Loma, who's arguably at the time considered one of the best in the world.
He did, and that was one of a hell of a performance too. So yeah, I mean, I think he's hit or miss. You got to think he got stuff. He a little cuckoo too. Like he has like a little mental lapses every once in a while. Look at the Kambosos fight. Like that's a fight that people would never expect Kambosos to win, and he won a grueling match against him as well. So I just, I don't know. I don't think he can get it done against Shakur when it comes to like, cause it's going to be just a skill match. I don't think he's going to try to rough Shakur off, and it's probably not going to work.
Stevenson's whole mindset going into this fight is about imposing his will through patience and intelligence. He wants to slow everything down and make Teofimo operate completely under his conditions. The plan is controlling every aspect: distance, timing, when exchanges happen, all of it. By staying disciplined and defensively responsible, Shakur thinks he can break Teofimo down mentally first, then technically. He's counting on frustration building up as clean shots become impossible to find. Once that mental advantage kicks in, Stevenson expects his timing and ring intelligence to completely take over and dominate from the opening bell to the final round.
Demolishment. We're gonna demolish. The guy's way too slow, Shakur's too sharp, too fast, too strong.
The blueprint Stevenson has created for beating Teofimo Lopez goes way beyond just physical tactics. He wants to get inside Teo's head while controlling his body. Sharp footwork mixed with constant feints and clean counters should keep Lopez guessing and second-guessing himself. Instead of just moving backward, Stevenson wants to make Lopez reach and miss repeatedly until his confidence starts cracking. By taking away space and disrupting rhythm, he can force Lopez into desperate mistakes that create clear scoring opportunities. It's about turning Lopez's aggression against him and winning decisive rounds through calculated precision.
New you're specifically working on for this camp compared to the other camps you've done?
I think right now we just trying to stay mentally sharp. I don't want to go in there and try to make it a firefight. I just want to like box him and pick his brain and beat him up make them want to quit. Mentally break somebody down, it's like I'm hitting you and you can't get anything back. You know, that's like frustrating for certain people. After a while, you know, people start to like quit mentally.
With fight night getting closer, the expert predictions for Teofimo Lopez versus Shakur Stevenson show a clear split in approaches. The underlying theme is obvious though. This is pure contrast in fighting philosophies with completely different roads to victory. Stevenson comes in as the favorite, with most people expecting him to use superior distance management, precise timing, and smart movement to win a decision over 12 rounds. Some fans call that style boring or running away from action, but analysts mostly favor Stevenson's ability to frustrate Lopez and steal rounds. Lopez is promising the opposite approach. He wants to punch his way to victory and silence the doubters with the kind of knockout power that's been missing from his recent performances. When it's all said and done, this fight probably comes down to whether Lopez's power can break Stevenson's rhythm, or if Stevenson's precision and fight intelligence prove too much to overcome.
We know that Shakur is very passionate about the sport. He's a kid that has always wanted to be considered the best in the sport. From the amateurs till now, he wants to be pound for pound top dog. He wants to be on Mount Rushmore, so on and so forth. Teofimo, I feel that he's had that passion, right? But he's had lapses to the, you know, at times where he thought about even quote unquote retired and said he was done with this game. Now, I don't know if that helps you because it creates this chip on your shoulder as a fighter to keep continuing to prove the world wrong that you are one of the best, or if it psychologically affects you against a guy like Shakur.
When you go against a guy like Shakur reminds me of Bud Crawford. You can't have those lapses. You can't have that kind of mindset. And I think, you know, Teo's been very vocal about the things that he struggled with. And, you know, he was going through a divorce and all of these things were making it really, really hard for him to focus on his first love. But that's the thing. Recently, he said he came back to his first love. He remembers that this is what got him everything he has. And he's back in love with boxing. And that's what we've been wanting to hear. And when we see a Teo like that, he's sharp against Josh Taylor. When we see a Teo like that, he's sharp against Lomachenko and also willing to fight all these guys. Now think about this. I know we call big, heavy punches the boogeyman, but usually the boogeyman is the guy that's hard to beat. And Shakur, nobody really wanted to fight him. And once again, Teofimo Lopez is fighting a dangerous fighter.
So what's your call on this one? Do you think Shakur's movement and boxing intelligence control the fight? Or can Teofimo's power and pressure steal the show? Drop your prediction below and tell us how you see this whole thing playing out.